So welcome back, students. Today we are moving into week 2 of our human performance and wellness course. Our focus today is on the foundations of anatomy and physiology, specifically the muscles and cardiovascular system. This connects directly to your chapter 7 in your textbook on cardiorespiratory endurance. Here's what we will go over today. First we start off with overview of muscles, the major muscle groups, muscle contraction and training adaptations, and cardiovascular system overview. Then next we will talk about cardiovascular adaptations to exercise, the muscle ID lab safety and procedures, assignment instructions, and then wrap up and discussion. Okay, so let's begin with the basics. So the body has 3 types of muscle. So the skeletal, cardiac, and smooth muscle. So the skeletal muscle are the ones that we cautiously control. So they help us move, lift, and run and perform exercises. The cardiac muscle is only in the heart and works automatically. The smooth muscle is found in organs like the stomach and blood vessels and also works without cautious control. So let's go over the difference between voluntary and involuntary muscles. So voluntary muscles are the muscles you choose to move. For example, when you perform a bicep curl or a squat, these are your skeletal muscles. And then for involuntary muscles, work on their own, so without cautious effort. These include your heart, which keeps beating automatically, and your stomach and intestines, which helps digest your food without you even thinking about it. So a quick way to remember the difference between the two is that voluntary means like I control it, and then the involuntary, it works automatically. Now let's look at the major muscle groups we'll be identifying later in the lab. So first you have the upper body muscles, the deltoids, the pecs, the pectorals, biceps, triceps, and trapezes. Next you have the core muscles, which is the rectus abdominis. You have the obliques and then the rectus spinae. And finally, you have the lower body muscles, which are the quadriceps, the hamstrings, the glutes, and calves. So knowing these particular muscle groups helps you understand movement patterns and proper exercise techniques that go along with them. So the way muscle works is that muscles contract through what we call the sliding filament theory. The muscle fibers slide past each other and shorten, creating movement. We also have 2 main types of muscle fibers. So you have the slow twitch fibers, which are used for endurance and activities like distance running. And then you have your fast twitch fibers, which help with powerful movements like sprinting or jumping. With consistent training, muscles adapt, they grow stronger, and later improve endurance and then coordinate movements more efficiently. Now let's move into the cardiovascular system. So as we all know, the heart acts as a pump, moving blood through a network of blood vessels, arteries, veins, and capillaries. The arteries carry the rich oxygen blood away from the heart. Veins return it back to the heart, and the capillaries allow for exchange of oxygen and nutrients in the tissues. So during exercise, the cardiovascular system works closely with your muscles to deliver oxygen and also remove waste from the body. During exercise, your heart rate increases and your heart pumps more blood per beat. The increases in cardio output, which is the total amount of blood pumped per minute. Over time, long-term training makes the heart stronger and more efficient. Your resting heart rate decreases, VO2 max improves, and circulation becomes more effective throughout the body. These adaptations help you exercise longer, perform better, and also recover faster. So next we'll begin our muscle ID lab. So you will work in pairs to identify 15 major muscles using diagrams and also the models. For each muscle, you'll record its name, location, the primary function, and one example of an exercise that targets it. Be sure to follow all safety guidelines as you move around the room and interact with the materials. So I also want to provide lab safety and procedures, just as a quick reminder for you guys as we're doing this lab together. So before we start the lab, we always want to wash our hands before handling any of the models, um, and also handle all material carefully, respect the equipment, and is respect each other's space. If you are unsure about something, please ask me for help. I'll be available. And safety and accuracy are more important than rushing through this lab. So students, please take your time as you go through this lab. And then for homework, you'll complete the muscle ID worksheet. You will have to do a cardiovascular reflection and a brief personal application. So all of this will be due at the end of week 2, and it's worth 20 points. This assignment helps you connect today's content to your own fitness goals and experiences as well. So to wrap things up, let's reflect. So here's your discussion prompt. Here it says, which muscle group is most important for your personal fitness goal and why? And usually with this discussion prompt, I want you to think about your goals, whether it's strength, endurance, mobility, performance, and how the muscles you learned today support them. We'll review the key points from today and connect them to the lab and also the cardiovascular activity. And as always, I have the references listed here. Students, you can use this more as a supportive tool to use, and read through these research articles that I have listed here as well, along with your reading. It's always important to remember to always cite your sources, especially if you're getting it elsewhere. So please take a look if you want to at these references here, whenever you have the chance. And always, I'm here for questions. So thank you so much.